Well, hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to play another game of Guess the Eyeshadow Palette. You must know the drill by now. I'm first going to show you the shades that I used in one palette in particular on my eyes today to create this look, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the shade present in that palette. And the game is for you, of course, to guess what palette it is as soon as possible. Okay, so here are the 7 colors I used on my eyelids today to create this look. So with these 3 shades here, I basically went deeper every time. So I first took the lightest shade, I took it above a little bit, and then I took the second shade and took it a little bit more down. Same thing for the third shade, and then this one right here, I put really in the outer corners. On the lower lash line, I think I took pretty much the same shades, maybe just this one and that one, to kind of replicate what's on my eyelids. You can't necessarily tell that there's like 3 or 4 matte shades here, but that's what created this kind of smoky effect. And then for the shimmery shades, I used this one, the deepest one, on the outside, and then the middle one in the middle of my eyelid, and I took it a little bit inside as well. And then this lighter, very, very golden shade, I put really in my inner corner and I took it down. And then I also replicated that on my lower lash line. So just like I did with the matte shades, I did replicate with the shimmery shades as well. I used a black pencil in my waterline, a black liquid eyeliner, and some mascara. And now you can see the rest of the shades present in the palette that I used today. So there's 2 other mattes and then just 6 other shimmery shades. So all in all, you have 6 matte shades and then 9 shimmery shades. One of the matte is actually a special texture, and then in the shimmery shades, some of them are more like satin, and then others are a bit more glittery. So you have a bunch of different textures in here, but there's 15 shades in this palette, and it's all in this kind of color story. I feel like this is an easy one for you. And so the palette I have used on my eyes today is the Bronze palette by Natasha Denona. This is what it looks like inside. I feel like it was an easy one because it's very monochromatic. So for me, as soon as you show me like 15 very bronzy shades, like I immediately think of this one, but let me know if it was actually difficult or not. Like I just said, it is indeed very monochromatic. You can create variants of different looks. You definitely have 2 very different colors here, and in the shimmers you have a lot of different reflects, so you can create different looks, but definitely it's a bronze palette. I mean, you're not gonna get something very, very different than a bronze look. I must say that at first I didn't think I would purchase this palette because it is monochromatic, but it's very, like, some of the shades look like kind of repeats. Like, you might think maybe some of them were not necessary or could have been replaced with much different shades. Whereas the Retro palette, which is what seems like a monochromatic palette, you actually have a lot of versatility in that palette. This one, I mean, this is what you're gonna get on your eyes. Basically, you're not gonna be able to have a lot of different dimensions and different eye looks. And so for that reason, and because it's like 69 euros, I believe, I was thinking, well, I don't need it. I have other palettes with those kinds of tones. And at that time, I can't say I was a huge fan of bronze tones anyway. So I was like, not interested. And then one day I was wearing some bronze orangey tones on my eyelids, and I was like, wait, that actually looks very pretty with the blue of my eyes. And soon after, this palette on the French Sephora website was 30% off. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get it, because then it was only like 50 something. So I did get it, but I ended up given it to my dad and he paid me back, and that was my Christmas present. That's how we do things around here. So because you don't get to create that many different looks, I mean, it's not going to be my favorite palette from Natasha Denona, although I don't really have a favorite. I don't think I could pick. But I mean, it's still an amazing palette, don't get me wrong. The mattes are the amazing Natasha Denona formula. You have a lot of different textures in the shimmers as well. And this shade Deep Dive is that creamy matte formula that's really amazing. So it's a good palette. It's a Natasha Denona palette. If you enjoy the color story, you're not going to be disappointed. If you're looking to get the most out of one palette, don't get this one. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel because it's free, so why wouldn't you? And I will see you guys next time. Bye!